Hi guys, welcome to Hob TV. This is episode 5.
Made it.
We did make it to episode 5. We want to thank those that have subscribed already, those that are staying connected with us, that are commenting. We want to thank you guys. So we're going to hop right into it. This past week, one of the biggest upsets in boxing, if not all of sports. This past week, February 10th, 1990.
1990. Were you born yet?
I wasn't even born yet, man.
I wasn't even born yet either.
So yeah, this past week, one of the biggest upsets in boxing, like I mentioned before, Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas with the big upset, KOing Mike Tyson.
Tremendous upset. Buster Douglas was the 42-1 underdog. It was for the lineal heavyweight championship of the world. And just a stunning upset, one of the greatest ones in sports history, you know.
Yeah.
And just to show you how big of a story this was back in 1990, this fight, Buster Douglas KO'd Tyson, dominated headlines. New York Daily News right here. Tyson KO'd on the front, busted on the back. Buster Douglas busts up Mike Tyson. And even in the middle of the page, even in between, there's articles on the fight, Sugar Ray Leonard.
How'd you get this? I thought you weren't born yet.
I went back in time, back to the future. No, but the fight is still relevant to this day, you know, socially.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of boxing lore.
Yep.
A couple other things in 1990 that happened. Trump split. People feel betrayed by Trump. Still socially relevant, as we said. Free Mandela. There you go.
Yeah.
But just goes to show you how boxing was seen back in the day, and now it's all internet-based and blogs and whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
So we're celebrating something else, and it's not Valentine's Day, even though we're taping on February 14th. We're going to celebrate the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Jake LaMotta here against the ropes. It was a 6th fight between Ray Robinson and Jake LaMotta, a middleweight fight, and this is the 68th anniversary of it. Sugar Ray Robinson won 5 of the 6 fights and just gave LaMotta an absolute beating. And even though they fought 6 times, they fought in the span of 3 weeks of each other. The second and third fights were in the span of three weeks. So imagine if Canelo and Triple G fought the second fight 3 weeks after the first one.
That's
That's
the best
crazy.
fighters at the time.
Yeah, and just so that people could stop by at House of Boxing, both LaMotta and Ray Robinson are depicted in huge murals here. So come by. Bring the kids, take a picture.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Miguel Godoy for painting those beautiful portraits for us of Jake LaMotta and Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah. So speaking of massacres, Hugo Reese, wow, got massacred in 1 round, right?
Wow.
What do you think of that fight, Dave?
Man, I thought Gervonta Davis did exactly what he had to do to show people that, hey, he's still one of the top 130-pounders. I mean, Hugo Reese was a last-minute replacement, but he did what he had to do, man. He dominated the fight. Definitely stronger. Definitely bigger. I mean, I like Gervonta Davis, man. Exciting fighter. Knows how to stay in the pocket and work. He goes for the knockout, and he pleases the fans, man. And I want to see him. I want to see him with those big names.
Yeah. Gervonta Davis looked great. Stalked his prey.
Yeah.
Gave him a beatdown. Broke his nose. And for his efforts, Hugo Reese got $100,000, so you can't feel too bad for the guy.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the crowd at the StubHub Center, and I'm going to call it
Yeah.
StubHub Center because, hey, that's
what
what we know it is, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't one of your classic StubHub fights. That's why I feel bad for the crowd. They were all excited, chanting, Mexico, Mexico.
Yeah.
But Hugo Reese couldn't deliver that type of Mexican warrior performance. He was outclassed, guy moving up a couple weight classes. Gervonta Davis, as you said, did what he had to do. How do you like his chances in 130?
Man, I definitely think he's one of the best at 130, man. But unfortunately, he's stuck in that pond that he's at with Mayweather and PBC. I mean, there's not much of 130 world champions that he can go up against. All the rest of them are either with Golden Boy or Top Rank, which either leaves him to move up in weight at 135.
I definitely agree. The talent pool in 130 is a little shallow. And, you know, a lot of people want to see him and Lomachenko. We don't like to talk about fantasy fights because we know that fight won't happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
Top Rank just won't work with Al Heyman to make that fight. So, yeah, Tank Davis has to move up to 135. Mayweather's talking about an exhibition fight for Tank Davis in April, which, you know, we're not a fan of either. Yeah, so a lot of more options at 135 for Tank Davis. You got your Corollas and some of those fighters.
Yeah, man. But unfortunately, I mean, Tank Davis is stuck in this situation where, I mean, there's not much in that division there. I mean, he just got off a year layoff for not staying active. So, I mean, we definitely want to see him. Fans want to see him. And unfortunately, he has moved up to 135. But we hope he gets some of those big-name fights that us fans want.
Yeah. And for his efforts, Tank Davis got $1 million. He's becoming a star. The ratings were about 500,000 for lower weights. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Now we spoke about Hugo Ruiz failing to live up to Mexican Warrior status. There was a fighter Saturday who did live up to that status, and as Eminem, one of my favorites, would say, Cancio lost himself in the moment.
Yeah.
Seized the opportunity of his life.
Yeah.
This is a guy who has a 9-to-5 job. Boxing doesn't even rule his life. He called it quits in 2017, retired in 2017 for a minute. It was supposed to be a stepping stone for Machado.
Yeah.
Machado was, hyped up by HBO.
Yeah.
Miguel Cotto's boy, trained by Freddie Roach. He had all the glitz, all the glamour. Cancio had nothing to lose, and as we said, seized opportunity and won his first world title.
And again, like you've mentioned before in previous episode, man, it makes us fall in love with the sport again that we love, man. Yeah. The underdog coming up, off a year, out of retirement, coming in, putting on the performance he did, and stopping the world champion. Not just winning, but stopping him. Yeah. It was impressive, man. But in Machado's side, I personally saw him being drained, man. I mean, it looked like at the weigh-in, he looked sucked up, man. He looked dried out. And you can definitely tell in that performance, man. I mean, you could tell every punch that Cancio was hitting him with was definitely affecting him, especially after that first body shot that dropped him. You could tell that just crumbled him, man. You can tell he kind of like just hit a wall. Yeah. And you can tell when fighters start dropping that weight, and especially when they get too dry, I mean, they hit that wall, man. You could tell that he definitely hit that wall and wasn't able to perform. But all credit to Cancio, man. He did what he had to do. Seeing him cry at the end, man, you can tell his emotions were coming, and that definitely made me a fan of this sport again, man. And I love it, man. I love it.
Definitely. Let's talk about the flow of the fight. Machado came out and totally dominated that first round. Oh, yeah. That jab was looking real fluid there. Mm-hmm. He was a bigger guy, and he fought like it. He controlled the distance well. Kept the smaller fighter away. He dropped Cancio in the first round. Cancio showed a lot of heart after that, throwing a lot of punches and bunches, a lot of rugged left hooks that, would ultimately slow Machado down and bring him down 3 times in that fourth round. Cancio throwing 261 punches, in 4 rounds. He was really, really a busy fighter. Machado didn't know how to handle the pressure. Yeah. Would you question his heart, Dave? Because he took a knee, and it's kind of like he didn't want to keep going.
Like I mentioned before, man, cutting weight, that definitely plays a factor, man. And it's something that a lot of times in the boxing community we kind of brush under the rug. But you can tell in that fight there, man, there was definitely something else that was playing a factor. And I feel like it was that cutting weight, man. He's definitely still an exciting fighter, and he'll definitely be back, man. Hopefully he can make some adjustments with his nutrition and hopefully make 130. If not, move up to 135. But we'll definitely see him again.
So there's talk of Machado exercising the rematch clause. Do you think that's wise of him to do right away? Because I don't feel it's very wise. He didn't seem to handle that pressure well. So I think he needs a few more fights and then Cancio again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it might be a good fight. I think he might understand where he messed up in his camp maybe. I mean, so many things happen in camps that a lot of people don't see. So maybe there was something that was an issue where he knows he can fix it and hopefully come back. You see what he did the first round. It's like I said, man, when fighters cut that weight and try to make that weight, you can definitely hit a wall, man, and your body doesn't respond. You want to react as a fighter, but your body doesn't respond. And I feel like that's what happened with Machado, man. And we'll see where he goes.
It was definitely a Mexican-style type performance by Chango-Cancio.
Yep.
Chalk up another victory for Mexico in the rivalry with Puerto Rico.
All right.
So who would you like to see Cancio fight next or defend that title against next?
I mean, there's possibly Jojo Diaz just move up to 130.
Yeah, he put on a solid performance, moving up in weight.
Yeah.
I would like to see Chango-Cancio fight Francisco Vargas next.
Ooh, that would be on a Canelo Canelo Jacobs undercard.
Hey, why not? Throw that in there, right?
Yeah,
give us our money.
Of course, exactly.
It'd be an exciting fight. Francisco Vargas is waiting on a fight. His fight against Berchel got postponed. Berchel's injury to his right hand. Yeah. So give us that Mexican style type of fight between two warriors.
That would definitely be an exciting fight.
Blood everywhere.
Exactly, and a good fight for Francisco Vargas, man.
Definitely, bloodbath everywhere.
Exactly.
Right? So Cancio has scored the biggest upset of the year. Navarrete, another Mexican fighter, scored another huge upset. So you got two Mexican fighters scoring the biggest upsets of the year. And so let's talk about the reemergence of the Mexican and Mexican-American fighter. We talk Cancio, Jojo Diaz. It seems like every week we're talking about a new or a great performance by a Mexican or Mexican-American fighter. It seems that this time right now in boxing is one of the deepest talent pools of Mexican fighters we've seen. Mikey Garcia, if he were to do the improbable and defeat Spence, that theory of the Mexican fighter would just blow up. That everybody would be excited again. Who's one guy that you're really looking at to become that next Mexican star and pull away from this crowded field of Mexican fighters?
Right now, I think the top runner right now is definitely going to be Óscar Valdez. Man, he's training with Coach Eddie Reynoso, who has the #1 Mexican boxer right now, Canelo Alvarez, and I think that was the best move for him. The best move for him to go with Eddie Reynoso, where he's gonna to add some things to his game, where it's gonna take him to that next level. And yeah, man, I think Óscar Valdez, he's definitely the front runner, and definitely in my books, he's the #1 up there.
I agree. Big fan of Óscar Valdez. We talked about him in detail the last few weeks. Yeah. But I'm looking at 20-year-old phenom Virgil Ortiz to become that next star. He'll fight at 147, 140, 12-0. All 12 wins by knockout. Knockout artists. None of his opponents have gone past the 5th round. Slated to be on the Canelo versus Jacobs card. So tune in and watch, in my opinion, the next big Mexican star. Exactly. I think he's going to make some noise in the 147 division.
I agree, man. I definitely like his style. Nice, tight style. Throws clean punches to the body.
Both hands.
Uppercuts. He's a clean style. Fan-friendly style, which we all want to see.
Definitely Mexican style.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mexican fighters, this Saturday night from the Staples Center, Leo Santa Cruz going against another last-minute replacement. Yeah. Our favorite, Rafael Rivera. Yeah. The good thing about it's going to be on Fox, on free TV, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of this fight, Dave? How long do you think it goes? I
think Leo Santa Cruz stopping him, no more than 6, possibly 4 rounds. But he's gonna do work, man. He came ready to fight. Yeah. This is the last-minute opponent, like we mentioned before. We're not too big fans of that. But hey, he's gonna do his job. He's an exciting fighter, good, clean fighter. Throws clean combinations to the body, staying nice, tight guard. I don't see it lasting very long, man.
I agree. And we can't stress it enough. We're not fans of last-minute replacements, especially against elite fighters, which Leo Santa Cruz is. I would love to see him against Óscar Valdez's. Don't want to say abnormalities. We don't know his status. A third fight between them. But the most intriguing fight of this card is the co-main event. Omar Figueroa versus John Molina Jr. Yep. Two similar styles, okay? Two similar paths. A lot of hype when they first came out. They both stumbled. The last 7 fights for John Molina, 3-4, 3 wins, 4 losses. Omar Figueroa has been out the picture since 2017. A very terrible 2018. Injuries, had a DUI. Was supposed to fight our favorite Adrien Broner last year. That fight never materialized. But when you mix these two guys up, okay, like taller, lanky fighters, similar styles, they like to go to war. Not much defense.
Yeah.
How do you see this playing out?
I mean, you could tell they have identical styles. Staying close, throwing punches from all angles. It's going to be a close quarters fight, man. It's going to be interesting to see them two collide. So possibly one can box a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think they're just going to resort back to their style of going forward, see who has the harder punch and who has the cleaner style in this fight.
I don't know. Should this go on, Dave?
Possibly, man.
No, you know, I'm gonna reserve judgment on the battle hats.
Yeah, right.
It could be a battle, but really, if this is Omar Figueroa, he has a lot to lose in this fight. You know, he's the undefeated fighter. So if he loses against John Molina Jr., a fighter that's, you know, it's fair to say he's past his prime.
Yeah.
Omar Figueroa would take about 3, 4, 5 steps back. So he definitely needs to get back on track after not fighting all of 2018.
Exactly.
So now we're going to move on to
our House of Boxing house calls. Again, we asked some of our members here at the House of Boxing to give us some questions, and we're going to answer them. So we got some questions here from some of the members. We picked out 4 of the questions, and let's see where this goes.
the return of the house calls.
I'm gonna go with the first question. I'm gonna go ahead and ask my boy Steve here the first question, and the first question is: Spence versus Garcia has been announced for pay-per-view. Are you buying it?
Yes. You know, short answer, yes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you got two of the best fighters at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay, Mikey Garcia was our number 2 Mexican fighter on the list we did. If he were to defeat Spence, he's a huge underdog against Spence. Mm-hmm. This would do wonders for his career. I think everybody would have him pound for pound number 1, right, after this fight. It's happening at Dallas Cowboy Stadium, which makes this event even on a larger scale. Has, you know, all the ingredients of a great classic fight. Yeah. Undercard was released. Your old friend Chris Arreola, who trained here for a training camp, he's on the card. Benavides is on the card.
Nice.
Panterita and Neri's on the card. So it has a little bit something for everybody. So yes, I'm buying it. Are you buying it?
I'm of course buying it. It's definitely a fight that I want to see. It's going to be an exciting fight. Spence has an exciting style. He comes forward.
Very clean.
Very clean style. He'll stay and work inside with you. It's going to be interesting how Mikey Garcia, what his game plan is going to be, right? Because he's fighting the bigger Earl Spence. So it's definitely a fight that I want to see, and it's definitely a fight that I'm going to buy.
And you should too. Yeah. Next question for Dave. What are your thoughts on Marcos Maidana returning this summer? Big announcement, signing with the PBC.
Signing with PBC, exactly, man. So I thought it was all a joke at the beginning. I thought it was a joke, but hey, he's actually going to come back. We'll see how it plays out, man. PBC tends to get these older fighters and bring them back from the grave.
To life.
Yeah, bring them back from the grave. So hey, all power to him, man. We hope he puts on some exciting fights like he always does. But we'll see where this plays. We'll see if he can even drop the weight, because that guy is super overweight. So we'll see how that goes.
I don't know. I mean, is he going to fight Tyson Fury? Is he going to fight?
Right.
You know,
shoot, Tyson Fury slimmed me down.
You know, it's good to have him back, but you know, let's be honest. He's past his prime, 36-5. Reports are indicating that he needs to lose between 50 and 60 pounds by the summer. You know, very difficult task. You know, Tyson Fury lost 100 pounds in about a year or two, right?
Yeah.
But he's getting $1.5 million for a first fight back. You know, it's going to be, you know, welcome back fight.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But they're talking, the whole purpose for Maidana to PBC is to set up an Adrien Broner rematch. And once again, I hate to bring up Adrien Broner. Dang. You know, we don't like to talk about him because his last performance, disappointing. I haven't forgotten those 4 punches per round he landed against Pacquiao. Yeah. But Maidana versus Broner, or is it an interesting fight for you still at this point?
No. Like we mentioned before, I don't want to see Broner. Primes. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, next question.
Yeah. Broner puts us in a real awkward situation.
Yeah. we don't like the B word around here.
So look at the next question, man. We got Manny Pacquiao Jr. Made his amateur debut last week.
Wow.
Man, I don't even. Do you think he'll be as good as his dad?
No.
Why would this person?
I think we should just say no and just leave it there.
I actually seen a video, man, on YouTube. Yeah. Oh man. I mean.
Well, you know, it's never successful. I mean, let's go down the line. Chávez Jr., Maravito Paez Jr., Hector Camacho Jr., let's go to baseball, Tony Gwynn Jr., and back to boxing, even Marvis Frazier, the son of Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
None of them were successful. It's not a formula. Pacquiao Jr., he's going to go as far as he could go with the name, recognition of his father, but in no way will he even come close to doing what his legendary father did,
Yeah. So last question.
Last question.
Last
Let's
question.
see what it is. End the show with this question right here. Óscar Valdez is one of our favorites here at the House of Boxing. He ran the Phoenix Marathon last week. Did you know that?
I did see that, man.
A week after fighting, he ran the Phoenix Marathon in 3.5 hours. Dave, have you ever ran one before?
No, I've never ran one. Always been interested in doing one, but it's good to see Óscar Valdez staying in shape after the fight.
He's ready.
And staying working out, man. And that shows the champion that he is.
We talked about this guy, Jake LaMotta, fighting Ray Robinson in a span of 3 weeks. Óscar Valdez is ready to fight somebody in 2 weeks, 3 weeks too, right?
Yeah, he stays ready.
But I have ran a marathon before. There's a funny story, a boxing story behind that. I did 5 hours, nowhere close to Valdez. But the night before my marathon, I went to the Tim Bradley Provodnikov fight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, classic fight. My father and I went. Loved the fight. I had a couple adult beverages, a taco shop after, and I still got up to run the marathon.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to blame my 5 hours, my slow time on the tacos, but definitely a Mexican-style type marathon, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode. Make sure you guys subscribe, comment, stay connected with us. So we want to thank you guys again. And next week, we're taking a little break next week. So giving you guys a heads up. Next week we're gonna be taking a break from an episode. We'll be back the following week. But again, thank you guys. Subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you guys again. We'll stay tuned. See you guys soon.
Thank you guys.